Okay, gentlemen, ladies, we are starting the round now.
So I've got two, haven't I?
Have you got two?
Oh, you've got initiative.
Oh no, put your two down. I swear I'm going to say think these are your bases and stuff.
I've got these down. I forget, I think the dice shop in place.
Have you got original dice?
No, they're exactly the same.
So sorry guys, I'm just setting up the list, got a bit distracted there. Got two excellent jump master lists showing up again today. And I can tell you one thing, once this event has finished, I will be, no wait, I've got that wrong, isn't it? I'll be very happy if I never have to type out contracted scout again. That's Duncan. So let's have a look at Alex Krysta. Oh, Alex. So let's have a look at Devotion Slaver is the one in the middle. The yellow one.
I wouldn't clear normally, but if you're on screen and people see that, there's going to be a worldwide pickup fast. People will be landing you online for the next 6 months. Otherwise, I wouldn't care.
Okay, fair enough. So, is that, I'll do my movement here for these guys.
Yep.
That's one, goes that way, and that's doing one as well. So in the middle.
So just working on getting the list information populated. This one here. Yeah, okay. So number 3, con. Oh, come on. Contracted scout. Dead Eye's the first one. DE. Protons. PRT. Extra munitions. 4. Guidance chips. Boba Fett. 5 plus 4, 35 points. Somebody in the chat, let me know. The Trandoshan Slaver, what's this pilot skill? Is that 2? So this one's guidance ships, plasma, deadeye, aggravate, extra missions. Deadeye, plasma, extra missions, guidance ships, Trandoshan Slaver. Yeah, in an ideal world, I'd have this stuff prepared for me beforehand by some sort of assistant if I could choose these things ahead of time. Slaver is 2, thank you. But obviously, I have to kind of do things as I go with a crew card of Dengar.
We use third-party tokens then?
Sorry?
We're okay with third-party tokens?
Yeah, that's the dice that have been proven not to roll accurate by some manufacturers. Well, that's the theory. I've never tested it, so I've never bothered. I've never bothered. I've never proved it because you have to roll it like 63,000, 5,000 times. But
There we go. I think I've got it. All of them large ships except for Zuckus, 32, 33, 34, 34. How's that for you? Looks like what we're looking at, doesn't it? Boba Fett's up on the screen. Everything looks fine to me. Okay, let's go with round 3 of the Yavin Open. Okay. Some familiar faces on the top tables. We've got Zuckus with veteran instance. Move this gently so that I don't mess anything up. Oh, those cables are getting stuck underneath the laptop cooler. Hello from Germany. Actually, we've got some Germans here. I did tell them to come back when I had a couple of minutes spare. Say hello. So we hope they come along when I was in the middle of setting up in round 1. I didn't really have the time to be able to speak to them at that time. So we've already spoken to Charlie from the Netherlands. So like I say, anybody else from from overseas communities that know of people that are here playing, please let them know to come along and see me, say hi, and we'll get them on the stream and ask them a couple of questions about how it's going for them today.
Focus.
One shield off the Trandoshan Slaver. And for the thanks of doing the streaming, please, no need. But I would ask, please, to share the link. Facebook groups, message groups, forums, please. let's get the word out there. I can't do it myself. I try. I used to try to do it myself, and I'd basically spend the whole round posting. So please take the time, share this amongst your friends, groups, and such, and let's try and get the number up, the spectators. Let's try and get the chat popping.
And then one more shot.
So that's 3 hits, 1 for the shield, there you go. Okay, that's not a range, is it?
Shouldn't I go get a drink of water?
Range, but the front one might be for injection.
I'm gonna use that to fire.
It would appear that some very, I don't know, kind souls brought along a bunch of food for the tournament organisers, and they've put it down on the table next to me, just a metre away from where I am. And Vince told me, please help yourself. And I said, that's very dangerous because I am a beast. If there's food there and you tell me I'm allowed to eat it, there won't be much food left afterwards. Okay, let's try and get the microphone to the table up a bit. So, there's a crit hit there, looks like. And another hit, so 2 hits and a crit, and 3 blanks. In we go. And he's going to take, no, it looks like it was just 2 then. Interesting, that would be the Dengar. No. That'd be that's why he's attacking Zekla Zucker, so that would be Dengar on the Trandoshan Slaver, of course, the reroll. Thank you very much for spreading the news throughout Germany. I've actually been quite a follower of the German community. Do pop on to that Moss Eisley Raumsprüger forum from time to time. And I probably didn't say that right at all, but obviously we're going to have to putting up with these announcements all the way through the day. I think I've got the levels just about right, so it doesn't come out too loud on your end. To me, it's quite loud here, but from what I'm hearing through the headphones, it's hardly any pickup. Cool. Did anybody post on the Fantasy Flight forums? So we'll just explain a little about the reason for choosing this matchup, this game. On the left of the table, the yellow player in this matchup. Oh, look at that. Tournament organisers. They have, we have Duncan Callander. Duncan Callander, maybe to our international viewers, would probably be unknown, but the UK and Ireland Facebook group for the X-Wing game is the largest Facebook community dedicated to X-Wing, with more than 5,000 members, if I remember correctly. I'm spacing now. I'm getting tired again after yesterday. They have the largest community. One of the most active members and admin on that group is Duncan here on the left. If you are a member of that group, you've probably seen his face come up in your feed at some point. Taking a focus token for reaction with the Trandoshan Slaver. Probably expecting everyone to be out of his arc in this turn, so target lock was not a good choice. Let's take a look here. We got the two Trandoshan Slavers are the same, except for the one with the red ID token is with Forlom. Forlom is the one that lets you disable a token. Correct? So Duncan's just seeing 99 points. Did I put something wrong there? No. I'll check that in a second. Oh, have we lost anything else? No, 4-4. 4-1. No, well, the Trandoshan Slaver's been damaged. Sorry, I managed to keep up with that. Must be while I was getting water. She won a slave. Don't understand. Yeah, Forlorn is the one that gives you an iron for disabling a token. Thank you for the help. With being the only person here not taking part in an event or organising, I'm the only person available to commentate, so. Sorry, guys. Once again, for our new viewers, I'd like to apologise for the quality of the image on the main camera. The whole room is adequately lit for visual purposes, but for the camera, it's quite a poor. It's quite a poor. It causes a lot of noise on the camera, trying to capture the image, trying to amplify the image, the light image on the camera, and that, of course, when put in through the HDMI capture card, is causing a lot of image processing to try and clean up that noise and giving us a pretty poor representation. 2 focus tokens get converted into 4 hits, and 2 evade dice. 2 hits going in on the Slaver. Half points for Duncan Callander, 16 on the board. You're seeing he's got the Contractor Scout, it's now the half hole, and that's not summed up the points, so I'm just going to quickly try and reset my list. See if I can work out why it's. Oh, now it's gone and done that thing again. Where I've got negative points. Bloody hell. 1 Contractor Scout. Perfect. 1 Trandoshan Slaver down to half health. And damage card. Okay. Using torpedoes now. Got all those. No, it's still got all their shields. Those have still got all their shields. Right. So what we're doing here is we're trying to wipe out Zuckus and the Slaver to turn this into a jump fest. One eye. 4 shields go from the Contracted Scout, which does not have the Boba Fett.
This guy will do the same thing.
No, more torpedoes. This time on. Oh no, that I mixed up. Another 4 torpedoes being shot there. 2 hits. The reroll gives him 4. 1 blank. I can see it looks like a corner of an eye result on that die.
Spin that to give me.
There you go. Yeah, so it's a focus token gets spent. 1 evade, 3 hits go in on Contractor Scout. number 1. And probably a critical, from what I understand. Right. Oh, blinded shaken pilot, sorry. During the planning phase, you cannot be assigned straight maneuvers. And the second one's blinded pilot. So, he loses his dead eye. No, he cannot perform attacks. Oh, he's using the old damage deck. Sorry, blinded pilot. The next time you attack, you know that. And the what was I saying? What was the other one? An injured pilot. So he's lost. That's why he's lost his dead eye. Another one goes in. He's down 3 hull points. So firing back. Excellently painted ship there on the table with regards to the Boba Fett contractor scout. So here we go.
Spend the focus to give me a
2 hits.
the target lock. Spend the target lock.
Looks like an eye.
I got a target lock anyway, so I'll take them off.
Right, so 2 hits.
One evade on Zuckus.
He's going to take a shot at him.
Contractor scout. Okay, I've got. Just getting way confused there. It's because Alex has set up his cards, so he's got the distinct ship in the middle. So when I'm looking at Duncan's cards, I expect Zuckus to be in the middle.
I'll spend that, I've got that.
I just changed this.
And this focus token.
I've got 1 focus, I'm going to spend the focus to...
Down they go. See, I thought. I've got no idea. Okay. Why would anyone use the old deck with this? That will die without its CPTs. No idea. So while they're doing the dials, let's change that camera up. Let's see if I can check on someone. One of the few ways to get a bit of excitement out of flying U-boats, I guess. Isn't it curious how when you go back to Wave 1 meta, Wave 2, around about that area, one of the biggest complaints about the Imperial players was they didn't get those free dice attacks until the Interceptor showed up. They didn't get those free dice attacks. So they were always complaining that the Rebels are too overpowered. They get the heavy weapons. And one of the things that was going on there was there is a perception when you play this type of game that the more damage you can do, the more fun it is. And so when we've found that in the Jump Master we've created a completely one of the most high damage output ships possible. And then everyone's reacted so poorly to it. in general. I mean, part of the problem is that they're so common because they are common. The more people that take jump masters, more people have to take jump masters as well. So it just basically propagates the problem. It's kind of a nuclear arms race, isn't it, really? Yeah. You've got, if Russia are going to have bit of intercontinental ballistic missiles, then America have got to have them. If America have got to have them, or Korea have got to have them. If Korea are going to have them, Iran have got to have them. And basically that's the sort of situation we're finding with the jump masters. The more jump masters that people bring, more everyone else starts to bring jump masters as well. And you get the sort of situation that we had last night in the regional, that the top 8 was I think was more than half jump masters. And we have the jump master games being paired up at jump master against jump master, and those games are being finished in 25 minutes. The rest of mentality of these players. No, come on. The problem is it's just the fact that. Well, here's what I was talking about: is that the jump master list is able to take a list off the table in 20 minutes, and when you've got that, then you've got about an hour rest before your next round. There's definitely something to be said about being able to exploit that option, whereas playing Imperial Aces, your round's normally going to go to time. So if you're perfectly happy playing an hour and a quarter each round, then take Imperial Aces by all means. But if you want to even have a chance at getting those rounds where you take you take the whole of your opponent's list off the table in the first half hour, that's where the jump masters come in, and that's where the people that are playing them are deciding to do that. It's got to be range 1. If the base is half a ship's length short of base 1. If there's a base between the two ships, it must be range 1. Here we go. I can see 3 hits. He's only got 2 hits and a crit.
And then I get 1 extra because you roll 1 extra.
Do you have any cards with
Alright, this is where Zuckus is coming in, giving them an extra attack dice and an extra evade dice. And that's what's that? Again? The injured pilot can't use his ability. So 2 evades, he takes a crit, and that one's going to be thrust control fire. Receive 1 stress token, turn this card face down. Card goes face down. Stress token. A round 1. Look at that. Some special tokens being used by Alex here. Duncan carefully choosing which of his opponent's ships is going to try and attack now. Well, he's got various options. 3 hits straight from his hand, and I think that's going to be taking that ship off the board by Boba Fett. So he stays on the board for the simultaneous fire rule.
He's got 1 left. He's still got 2, but he's going out this round.
Wait a second.
There's nothing I can shoot at.
I will shoot range 1 and I got it.
Okay. It's gone. One evade, one eye result.
So he's got all shields. So I'm going to use. I'm not going to spend anything. So it's one hit and then it's 2 shields. Okay.
Nice.
He's going to shoot at him.
This guy to that guy.
Yeah. That's the one with 1 damage, isn't it?
Yeah.
100 spectators for this match.
Free hold would kill him.
Once again, for new viewers, we're watching Duncan Callander on the left of the screen, who's one of the admins of the UK, the largest. Damaged anything? Damaged anything. Turn maneuvers are red. Duncan Callander is one of the admins from the largest Facebook group for X-Wing on Facebook.
I'm going to check the range, see if I can do a missile on that one. I'll do. I'll do basic shot. I'll do a normal shot on him.
He's been focusing on that.
Normal shot anyway.
Poor throw. 2 blanks, 1 hit, and rolls 2 blanks from Duncan. So that 1 hit goes in. 1 shield less. On the 4-long. Contracted scout. What we got here? Checking for that arc. There's no, as far as the chat's concerned right now, there's no need to make Deadeye unique, because it's only in the contracted scouts it's a problem. If you want to take 3 A-wings with homing missiles, that Deadeye's a good upgrade. I think I got that right. I might make a mistake sometimes, guys. Give me a break. Hey. It is true that the YTs are overcosted. One of the factors in the IGs was they wanted to make sure you couldn't take 3 of them in one list, so they artificially inflated its value by giving it bomb slots, a second cannon slot, a bunch of stuff that you wouldn't really use, but to kind of increase its value as far as the game map is concerned, to be able to make it so that it would be more than 33 points. Sit down, tell us who you are. Tell us who you are.
So I'm Richard Greenoy from the Bristol Vanguard.
Oh, good day to you, sir. How are you doing today?
Good, I'm just been spanked by Jump Masters, so
okay.
A quick
Really?
early bath.
How did you find Jump Masters out here today?
They're very powerful.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, I mean, they're so rare.
It's
like looking for English bluebells in the countryside.
I'm sorry?
It's like looking for English bluebells in the countryside.
I am flying one Jumpmaster myself, so I can't really complain too much.
Okay.
But my two children are playing as well, so my eldest son, who's 11, he's flying his track swarm against a TIE mini swarm and a decimator. And my other son, who's flying two Gold Squadron TLTs and Chewie, is facing up against
Just over 39 minutes remaining, guys.
what looks like a Bs and X-Wings at the moment.
Yeah. And obviously you guys are notable within the community. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yeah.
Sorry, I'll move a bit closer. You guys are notable in the community because you've travelled over to Minnesota to play at the Fantasy Flight Games Center.
Yeah, we were going to go to Disneyland, and we've been saving up for about a year and a half, and then we got into X-Wing. It's been a real change in our life pattern because my kids were iPad obsessed. Now they are board game obsessed, and mostly X-Wing and a game that FFG do as well called Conquest.
Yeah.
So we have some friends in Chicago.
Excellent.
We decided to go. I looked at one of those maps, like an A4 sheet of America, and said, look, Chicago and Minneapolis, they're really close.
They're quite close.
My wife pointed out that it was 10 hours of driving. Such is the scale of the North American continent. So we looked at going by Amtrak. So we took the train. And we stayed there, and we told them that we were coming and said that we had no idea whether the FFG Centre shut down when they weren't holding contests. Is there anything to come and see? And they said, yep, come, and we'll get some local players to play with you, and the boys had a ball.
Yeah, of course. Well done for taking Amtrak. the handful of times I've travelled on American Rail was British Rail is obviously a very specific, got built up on an industry. Americans much more different. Basically hard enough to be able to track down a timetable.
I know the timetable was hard, but we gave ourselves some time in Minneapolis to bop around and see other things as well. I didn't want to go just to a large American city and not see anything else but the inside of a game centre.
So how old are your two boys? One's 11?
One's 11. He's been playing X-Wing for almost 2 years, and Simon's 9. He's been playing it for almost a year.
Yeah, wicked. In Spain, in Madrid, we've got the Olivares family. There's an uncle and a father and two boys, one of 9, one of 11. Very good players as well. Given a couple, even one of the boys, the 9-year-old, beat the national champion in a tournament in January. So there's definitely a lot to be said for the younger players. We've also got our own Nathan Eade in Bruno Sanchez, also known as being able to get 4 criticals from 3 dice attack.
That's it. They have the lucky dice, the youngsters.
And what's best about it is just that they're enjoying it so much as well. I mean, the adult players are enjoying it as well, but nowhere near as much as the kids are.
I mean, I love board games. I've been playing other tabletop games for a while, but there are many game systems not worth mentioning that I wouldn't encourage my children to play at this age. I find the competitive scene a bit too gamey, a bit too serious, and the games are a bit too expensive as a family. I mean, I packed 6 lists to come here, and it took about 3 hours, almost to midnight, to actually pack our bags to come here.
Yeah, keep going. So, I mean, what was I saying? One of the things, do you know Duncan? Have you had much contact with Duncan? No, he's from the Facebook group. You must have seen him on there sometime. Alex from Tunbridge Wells. That's not near you, is it, in Bristol?
Not very close, no.
Okay,
so have we had the first round of torpedoes with these?
Yes,
U-boats?
the torpedoes have been fired off. You can see one of the jump masters from Alex's side of the table got taken off the field, and the other one, the one that's still on the table, the red with the red base, that's still got at least 1 plasma torpedo left. In the case of Duncan, he's still got some proton torpedoes, I believe.
Now on the YV666, has he got engine upgrade?
No, he's just got Dengar. It's just a Trandoshan Sabre with Dengar.
But even so, that side fire arc can take you unawares quite easily.
No, yeah, of course, yeah. And I mean, he's been trying to hunt down Zuckus to be able to take advantage of that ability from Dengar. I'll just check what's going on here. I've got that's right. This is gone. He's out of shields on the one with the torpedoes. So be a bit distracting doing this. So So, you guys come up, you're staying in a hotel for the weekend?
We're staying in a little travel lodge, and the main thing is we took the decision on Friday not to do the regional and actually try and introduce the boys to some other games. So they played about 9, and the expo set up perfectly for play testing. Have a little taster of a game, which could cost for a family 40, 50 quid investment, and have a go and see whether you like it or not.
I was going to say when we were saying about how X-Wing is ideally suited to youngsters. Remember, it's also a game that's been quick to learn as well. The only problem is that with more recent expansions, it's become a little bit more complicated to get through the more finer details of the rules. But the mechanic of it can usually be picked up quite quickly.
Yep, I'm going into my children's school after half term to do a maths class, probability.
Oh, okay.
8-sided dice. What is the probability of rolling a crit? If you're over 40, what is the probability of you rolling a crit? It's very different in my experience. But no, I think there's lots of ways of engaging kids in the games. And although they are 21st century children and you want them to have a chance to embrace technology, there's also the social side of this game. You want people to, I teach my kids to shake hands with the opponent, introduce themselves, talk about their list, ask about your opponent's list.
Yeah, of course.
Make sure you shake hands at the end. Have a little battle report at the end of a game.
Oh, yeah, cool.
We have 2 missions as a family for any tournament we attend. Primary objective, have fun. Secondary objective, win 1 game.
Oh, wicked.
And my children's objective, which they always achieve, is finish higher than Daddy in the Swiss.
And what do they get if they finish higher than Daddy?
Well, I have taken them home from every event and not made them walk home.
Excellent. We just seen Zuckus pick up a damaged sensor array crit, so he's lost his actions as well. Did you get the chance to watch in the stream yesterday at home?
I watched the top 8 with OJ.
Oh yeah, wicked.
Which is very exciting.
That was a good game. OJ, I just want to give a quick shout out. OJ disappeared right after that game. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. He was gone like a shot.
He embraced the camera. He likes the coverage. What I think is really interesting is the asteroid setup. Being in a room with so many X-wingers, being able to say, where are you putting your asteroids? I mean, I faced 1 set of U-boats this tournament, so trying to push my asteroids, my debris fields into the centre where they might deploy. But also, some say it's a big part of the game. I'm not so sure. I've brought 3 debris fields today. It'll be interesting to see collectively how many debris fields there are in the room, how many large asteroids. Has anyone bought that tiny asteroid for the new core set?
Yeah, well, I did that we had a Spanish team championship. When I did that, I went through the list because I asked for copies of the list beforehand. So I wanted to, because it was going to be 4 rounds, what I wanted to do is a 4-man team was, instead of just picking up random games, I wanted to kind of follow the narrative of the tournament. And so I picked just 1 team and did coverage of their 4 rounds to see how well they did. I also was lucky enough to pick the team I wasn't lucky enough to pick, I knew what I was doing when I did it. I picked the team which had won a team championship in Zaragoza about 6 months prior, and included some high-level players from national tournaments, and one of those is the guy that won the Jakku Championship just a couple of weeks ago. So we put those on for the 4 rounds, watched them win every single game, and went through that. But I did ask for the list beforehand, just to check, see if there were any other teams that had anything interesting to play. And they gave me the asteroids, they gave me everything I was able to go through. I made a quick list of how the asteroids were set up. The vast majority went towards large obstacles or small obstacles. The vast majority, nearly all of it was up there, and 1 or 2 in the middle. But like I say, not really anything you can say. Maybe it's a question of the more inexperienced players prefer to take the smaller asteroids, whilst the more experienced players want to take the bigger asteroids to stuff up the field and cause obstacles for the opponent. I personally don't have such ability to be able to recognise the use of asteroids. I mean, I recently not recognise their use, but the higher level play, like Paul Heaver, when he tells you about placing his asteroids and he explains it in so much detail, I can't quite follow along with that. I just see them as being obstacles placed in one place. I do know that certain angles mess things up for other ships better than others, but that's about my limit there.
And it's very hard to actually place asteroids on your side of the board. You want to go, no, push them as far away from me as possible. But what you forget is your ships are flying straight towards them.
Yeah.
So it's trying to put my asteroids at my edge, and then fly away from them is sometimes better. And what we've got happening here.
Another damage going in on the Trandoshan Slaver.
Do that one, Sammy, reaching over?
We've got well, another thing that confuses me about asteroids. When you say you want to place them close to yourself, you went through an asteroid there. That's what happened to that Trandoshan Slaver, I believe. Placing asteroids, if you want to place them on your side of the table, I've always found that to be the most effective use of them, because then you just fly over the top of them and then they're out of the game for the rest of the game. You brought 3 rocks that are just not going to be seen for the rest of the game and not going to be involved in the play experience. So I do understand the strategic element of taking asteroids. It's the placement, the actual positioning of them, especially when you're placing 3 and your opponent's placing 3. That's what messes me up more than anything. You might have a plan and they just mess it up completely.
Yeah, some might say, as far as the initiative bit is concerned, it's not that advantageous to place the first rock.
No, yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's interesting going around the table, seeing how there's a lot of symmetry going on. You do get the sort of the roundabout in the middle of the board.
And they like that triangle, yeah. In this case, we've had them kind of form a corridor going through the middle of the table. You see Duncan's using those dark acrylic Kogo 2 asteroid tokens. And those are the ones that you can see on the top part of the image. And then Alex has placed his pretty much in a straight line. And actually, that can't be right, can it? Because there's 2 asteroids the same there.
But if they've both brought those asteroids, they must have both brought what that asteroid one each.
No, because Duncan's
the
asteroids
Kogo 2
are the
ones.
Kogo 2
We
ones.
do have 2 similar asteroids there.
We'd have to get that checked later. One of the other things is my role is an observer only. I can't be involved in the game.
Now, although I own one, I'm not really up on what the Mist Hunter can do here.
Well,
What's its primary firepower?
3, if I remember rightly. I have the list on my phone. What's going on here? Let's have a look. Photos. What's going on here? Zuckus. So Zuckus, 3 attack, 1 agility, 4 hull, 4 shield.
Okay.
Stat line.
So range 1 there. Is he bumped, or is he getting a range 1
I think
shot?
he's bumped against that contracted scout in that case. And the ability for Zuckus is that one where you can receive 1 extra attack dice and your opponent receives 1 extra evade dice.
Interesting.
Yeah. He did it in the first attack volley, and it's worked out quite well for him.
It's interesting. Are we a year now since the half health on large ships came in? Almost a year.
It was October.
So it hasn't made people reluctant to bring large ships.
No, wait, it was November. It was after World Championships.
So we're still in that sort of honeymoon period of that, and there are loads of large ships around. So
yeah, well, I mean, the real effect that ruling had on the game wasn't to wipe large ships out, but more to kind of prevent those large ships from tanking themselves to a 200-0 victory, which is what's happening a lot in national championships and regional championships. Last year, Decimator Suntir, 200-0 every single round. Dash Koran, 200-0 every single game they played. And just basically making it it's not that easy to go for 200-0 anymore.
I mean, one of the toughest lists I faced today in 3 games was actually 4 TIE Advance, Tempest Squadron, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Cluster missiles, accuracy corrector with the title card, and guidance chips.
Yeah. It's got 3 damage cards.
Now, a complete game where all you're getting is 2 hits, 2 hits, 2 hits.
Yeah.
That will demoralise you after a while.
Yeah, that's difficult. We got a crit hit going in. Oh, and that's a shaken part. No, what's it? Console fire. Console fire. At the start of each combat phase, roll 1 attack die, and if you roll a hit, take 1 damage. And now he's taking another one. Alright, so that's... We're saying goodbye to the contracted scout. Must have mixed up the 2 cards. Oh, no, he had it right. There we go. It says, it's going pretty badly for Alex at the moment. We can see the Trandoshan Slaver's only got about 4 hull points on him. And his contracted scout is down to 2.
So whereabouts are these guys in the table at the moment then?
I have no idea. Today is Zucker's dead. How many cards? He's got at least 3. Okay, so he's down to 1 whole point. Oh, he is dead. Okay, there we go.
So 1. Now, does this contracted scout have any munitions left on board?
Yes. You can't see the back. You can't see the back. He hasn't turned over his card, so he must have at least 1 torpedo left, which I believe is the one that's underneath the 4 LOM card.
Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Looks like it's probably plasma torpedoes. Let me just double check. Plasma torpedoes, yeah. So basically, well, I don't know. I couldn't really tell you which way it's going to go at the moment because Alex has the most ships on the board, the most guns on the board to be able to take another ship out, but they are both heavily damaged.
And what's the health of the red contracted scout?
The red contracted scout's still got 3 shields on it, so it's pretty much on full health. What was I saying? Yeah, of course. What position are these guys on the table? I've got no idea. I believe they told me they'd won 2 games already.
Okay.
When they started. The thing is, today we're working on community figures. Tomorrow will be the competitive play. Once we've gone through the first 3 rounds and we start getting to the higher level, the participants of the event, that's where we'll start concentrating on pulling up main players that do well in tournaments. Not to say these guys don't do well, but today the focus is on calling out names that people will recognise, putting faces to names. For example, yourself would be a good choice if you'd be interested in showing up later.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
I was thinking. I mean, I won't say it too loud, but I was thinking of looking for Mishari Al-Faris later on, which I believe is taking part. Maybe some other YouTubers, and then you'd be perfect someone else. Luke from the Fishy Wargaming blog. People like that, just to make sure, people you've probably seen on Facebook, or you've read about, or you've heard about, you've seen stuff like that. Podcasters, we had Leon from Cloud City Radio on the last round. Just to make kind of, like I say, concentrating on community figures.
Yeah.
Make that foster that kind of community spirit a little bit more. These are people that I know, not just because I've seen their name on rankings from regionals, but because I've also seen them play. Right. Against the Trandoshan Slaver, 2 hits, both go in, down to 2 hull points now. Damaged engine.
So is the Slaver going to get a chance to shoot back then? Because that looks like is that a range
still
1
got 2
shot?
hull points, and it would have a range. Well, if it was a range 1-2 shot from, because the scouts only roll 2 dice, so it must be range 2. 2 hits and an eyeball looks like, and 1 evade. There you go, 2 shields from Duncan, and we're coming down to the wire now. Still got 20 minutes left of the round, but it doesn't look like we're going to go through many more rounds here. The question is whether or not Alex can really set up a blockade, a way of getting both his arcs on the contracted scout that Duncan's got left, to make sure it's not escaping.
He needs to bump at least 1 ship a turn, really, doesn't he? Because he needs to be able to just have 1 shooting at him.
And looking at the positioning, the yellow Duncan's contracted scout doesn't have many manoeuvre options open to him. It's not going to put him on top of an asteroid or bumping. I'm guessing a play mat's got wet. And so I mean, if he's going straight, he's got an asteroid. He's got asteroid there. If he's going to the right, he's got 2 asteroids there to block him. And to the left, there's the Trandoshan Slaver to make it difficult for him.
See, if I was now, is it Alex has the red base?
Alex is red.
So
Duncan is
I'd be zooming forward with my contracted scout and just getting out of the way, because it means it's a charioted weapon. So
well, Duncan's got initiative, so he's going to move the contracted scout first. The question is where the Trandoshan Slaver is going to move to, and if it's got that 0 maneuver. Here's a problem: is that Alex is using special tokens, and I think that's a stress token. Even though it's round, I think that's a stress token. Yeah, it's a stress token. So he's not.
He can't do a stop there.
He's not got the inertial
because
damage.
with the side arc, he'd be there's hardly, there's
That's what I'm
nowhere for
saying.
him to
It
go.
would also block pretty much all the left turns that the contracted scout has, forcing him onto an asteroid.
It's interesting. The Slaver's going to be moving first then at pilot skill 2.
Yes.
So what would you do? Did you say he had K4 security droid or
No, the Slaver's only got Dengar. So, I mean,
a soft 1 perhaps?
or maybe a hard 2. Put himself on top of the asteroid just to be able to block off that contracted scout. That contracted scout, as long as he blocks up that left-hand exit from those rocks. Look at that, a 2-bank. You see.
So he's gone for the block then.
Yeah, I wouldn't really consider that a block though, because now the contracted scout can escape towards the left now with a hard turn, hard 2 turn, hard 3, which they've got the green on them. What did he just
No,
bump?
he just did a 1. Is it 1 forward? Was it?
Wow.
No one's going to get to shoot at anybody this turn.
No.
Is that still a stress token on the YV666?
Yeah, because the 2, if I go over here. Pass me those ones, please. If I go over here, I think the 2 bank is a white manoeuvre.
So he didn't manage to clear his stress.
No. And we'll still be there.
Okay, well I think it's with 20 minutes to go. It's time to see how my children have done with their round and see whether. So I'm 2 and 1,
Yeah.
so 10 points. Tim was 1 on 1, but I just see whether he's managed to kill that decimator. And Simon's TLTs were making fast work of some B-wings. But it's been great to talk to you.
Excellent. Thank you very
Catch
much
up
for
with
your
you race
time.
for the weekend.
Okay, and like I say, I'll see if I can put you on later on today.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Thank you. One bank, green manoeuvre, taking that stress token. See, that's the manoeuvre I would have done last time. Contracted scout's got a shield back or something, or I took one off by accident. Okay, now let's see where he's going to go. He wants to stay at range 1 to be able to attack Duncan's contracted scout, focusing and also giving Duncan a difficult time to decide which of the 2 ships he's going to destroy. Well, no, there's no doubt which one he's going to be shooting at. It's going to, range 1 is going to be 3 dice against the contracted scout. It's only got 2 hull points, and we're going to see him get wiped out. I think. No, he's going for the Slaver. I mean, think about the fact that Slaver's not going to be able to attack you. Right. Contracted scout will attack anyway from simultaneous fire. 3 hits go in. Slaver is down. And it's just a question of seeing how well Duncan can maneuver and take out this last Slaver in the next 10 minutes.
Spin the focus, spin the target lock, spin the target lock.
3 hits. 2 evades. No. 1. Yeah, that one must be an eye. It's the downside of when they roll the dice so far away from the camera. surprising turn of events. The scout, obviously, for having a turret weapon, was more a problem for the rest of the game. The slaver, if he had kept the slaver would not be attacking next round, probably not the one after. And while the scout keeps just doing the tight, closed, the one-turn maneuvers, he'd have been able to just keep peppering him with shots that would have ended the game in 2 rounds maximum. But now we've got to see whether or not. I mean, the other problem that Alex has is that this turn is going to fly right over that asteroid. Do you want to sit down for a second? Let us know how you're going. Do you want to sit down for a second? Let us know how you're doing. Scott's come back to tell us how he's going through the Open.
It's going well. 3-0.
3 rounds, isn't it? Yeah. You're playing the same list as yesterday?
Yeah, I am. It's going really well.
And what have you been facing against?
I've played like Mini Swarm and Emperor Shuttle last round.
Right. Cool.
I've played Imperial Aces first game, and I've played Wes, and then a Y-Wing and Poe, sort of like to remove your tokens and then regen shields.
Cool. And the rest of you guys, your brother,
both 3-0. Dad's still playing, but he's 2-0 at the moment.
Yeah.
So
he's not in one of the higher tables, yeah. So let's see if Duncan's going to be able to pull this one out. We've chosen Duncan for this round from the Facebook group.
Who's who? Sorry.
It's
red on.
Duncan's yellow.
Duncan's yellow.
Yeah.
Are they in range? Oh Jesus, that's bad. 2
hits. The blanks. Looks like there's a crit.
Before hits with the guidance
3 hits and a crit.
Yeah.
And the game's over, I think. 2 eyeballs.
Do we have Brian Ryan and/or Mark Stevens?
So now he's going to have simultaneous fire anyway, but
can't get missiles in there because it's not an arc.
Yeah. It's not going to make no difference.
13 minutes remaining. 13 minutes remaining.
And let's see what the critical was. Minor hull breach. After executing a red maneuver, roll 1 die.
Doesn't affect his attack roll though, so that's good. How much has Duncan got left?
He's pretty much got 6 hull points left on the contractor scout. So nothing was going to change there. And that's the end of that game. Thank you very much for giving us a couple of minutes and let us know how it was going.
Yeah, it's going well.
And I'm sure we'll be speaking to you tomorrow as well.
Yeah, I'll update you later.
Well, I mean, you've only got to win 1 more game.
I want to try and get top 8 though next tomorrow, so I want to win 2 more.
Wow. What do you get for top 8? That's the template.
I want to try and win to get to colours on.
Of course.
So that's the aim. That's the aim.
But top 8's for templates, yeah?
Is it templates? Oh yes, it is. No,
top 32 gets the 1 and 2.
The top 8 is templates.
Templates. Top 4 is the playmat.
Yes.
And then winner
gets colours on.
Winner gets colours on. Yeah. Something else as well.
There was one more thing I can't remember.
And you both get a plaque, but both finalists get a plaque. The finalist gets the winner gets the glass plaque like a regionals tournament, and the second place gets the wooden plaque like a store championship.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice to see.
Yeah.
At least the prize support's really good, and it's going pretty smoothly too. So
I like the format from the Open Series of having. The different text on the cards, meaning they could just produce a whole bunch for every single region. There was no limitation. No need to be translating and putting all that extra effort into producing prize support. Also, the idea of doing the 1 and 2 range rulers,
they're really nice too. They look really nice.
That was basically behind its time. Should have been coming a lot earlier. And those shield tokens, as always, shield tokens.
I love shield tokens.
They're
so
gorgeous.
Nice.
So whether or not what colour they are, they're always a good addition. Well, there we go. So thank you very much for your time, Scott. Like
cheers again.
We'll see you later
tomorrow.
Back later. Thank you very much. Okay, you just have to make sure you're speaking into that sticker. The rest of it I'll deal with. Okay, so how was that for you, man?
It was a tough game, actually. Mirror matches are always quite tough.
Yeah. What do you think was the bit that messed it up for you more than anything?
Landing on a rock, I think, and rolling rolling hits as you always do.
Yeah.
Going in a winning rock.
That was with the slaver, wasn't it?
Yeah. But other than that, and also, and Duncan did really well at just doing the opposite of what I thought he was going to do. So he, as you do with the jump masters, they're really nippy, and he just managed to find a way around it whenever I thought I was going to go here. So I couldn't second guess him.
We saw towards the end of the game there. We had Duncan had his jump master here. You had him blocked from both sides with Trandoshan Slaver.
Yeah.
The problem was you weren't stressed. You were stressed, so you
couldn't stop. I would have stopped.
Which would have blocked out all of his exits. He would have had to go over a rock or bump into you. And end up without action. Such a shame that it had to go out that way, and you end up putting yourself right in front of him. He bumps into you sideways. Your other jump master bumps into him, and then he's basically got the whole of the left turns open to him.
Yeah, I mean, he played really, really well. I mean, there were times that he just did it, textbook stuff, where you just thought, there's no way I'm going to get around this. You've got the fire coming in, and there's no way I've got the dice that's going to support
really,
it.
two lists that are quite similar in the respects of the torpedo boats, and then some sort of a combination ship to accompany them. So
I think having the initiative really helped as well.
Yeah, of course.
It could have gone either way with that one, but it's well played.
Excellent. Thank you for your time, Alex. We're going to go pack your stuff up, and we'll see if we see you later on. Okay. Sit down, Duncan. So this is Duncan Callander. You've probably seen him from the UK Facebook group, the largest X-Wing community on Facebook. One of the admins from there. If you've been on there at any time, you've probably seen him post something at some point. How was that game for you?
Good. It was very long. Trouble is when you're trying to stop his damage output, you're decreasing your damage output as well.
Yeah.
So it's quite hard.
Yeah, when you're trying to do that, the dance around each other to try and get out of the firing arcs to avoid those torpedoes.
Which is where Zakos doesn't want to be, because that's why I got him killed. Just going the wrong way. If I'd gone the opposite way, I would have been able to barrel roll him out of the range.
And we saw you use the ability of Zakos to give him an extra attack dice and defend dice, and that worked out very well for you.
Yeah, especially if trying to get rid of his focus tokens, because he's relying on his focus tokens with Deadeye to shoot his missiles. So if you're getting the extra dice, even Zakos just gets one of that damage, and a focus token spent, he does his job.
Yeah, of course. Less opportunity to modify those dice makes it a lot better for you and able to increase higher damage. So tell us a bit about yourself. What got you into X-Wing?
My friend Krysta called me over one day about 3-4 years ago when it first came out, said, here's a great game called X-Wing, do you want to play?
Yeah.
So we got the core set and started playing in his kitchen.
Yeah. Cool.
After that, about a month later, I went to the first UK Nationals.
All right, so really early on as well.
Met Keith Wilson, for those who don't know, was the second national champion after Craig Reed won it that year. Became friends with him and he sort of taught me how to play.
Excellent. Okay. And so you've come over from Australia. You've been living in England how long now?
For about 12 years living in the UK.
I've been in Spain 8 years, so we've kind of gone a bit in the opposite direction. I can't get nationality over there without renouncing my British nationality, which is something I'm obviously never going to do.
Well, I'm dual citizen, so I'm very lucky.
Obviously it's in a colony, so and that's taken care of. And Britain is a lot more flexible about dual nationality. In Spain, if you want to have dual nationality, you have to have come from a country where it speaks Spanish as a primary language.
Yeah. Well, I mean, certainly over here it's a lot easier for nationality if you're from Australia. But the X-Wing community over here is a lot bigger than back in Australia. It's also quite fun to be playing in such big tournaments.
Yeah. The Australian community with very powerful players as well.
Yeah.
With Morgan Reed and the rest of the gang that go along with him.
Very good players to Australia, but what we're lacking over here was the ability to have a big event like Yavin.
Yeah, of course. It's always going to be a difficult question to pull off an event like this, and I think it was basically the fact that the UK being and Europe especially being such a well-communicated region that people were able to travel from such distances to be able to attend events. And even so, I mean, look at the point where it got to a critical mass, isn't it? The idea was we'll put a limit of 512 players, but it got to 400 and just kind of stopped there, and it never really went over that.
I think you get the series tournament players coming in buying tickets, and a few people live locally buying tickets last minute.
Yeah.
It will grow to about 512 next year.
Yeah.
But hopefully by next year we can have something on the horizon, such as European Cup, where we can all just.
Oh, we have European Championships this year.
Yeah, coming through.
This is what I was saying in the chat on the stream earlier. I'm calling it the Yavin System Yavin Open 2016 because the templates put a little planet logo with 16 in the middle. The mats have a little planet logo with 16 in it. So there's obviously going to be other ones. Noticing now it's the 2016 version. So maybe what we could be looking at is that next year, even though there's not a European celebration, because it would be in Orlando next year if I remember rightly, what we will have is we will have a European Continental Championship, and so maybe winning one of these will be giving you the first round bye to that.
Yeah, and suddenly it'll just go get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
You know, Worlds is what, 2 waves now, so I reckon there'll be a 3rd wave this year, hopefully.
2 waves, I don't understand.
You play on those 2 days leading up to the final cup.
That was last year.
Yeah, last year, yeah. So hopefully this year Worlds is bigger, hopefully the European Cup's bigger.
2014 they did 2 days, 2015 it was all one flight.
One flight, was it?
Yeah, in the same day, and they all died about it. That's why they changed the round structure, because they ended up doing 8 rounds, and they went up until 3 a.m. in the morning. They're like, we're not doing this again. Because there were so many people signed up for it. And I think the idea is with changing up the tracks is to make sure that obviously that the game centre will be pretty much taken up all by X-Wing, because Armada, whilst being an excellent game, Imperial Assault, they have less followers, and so doing a World Championship just for the Star Wars game is basically making it possible to get 500 people in for the World Championships in May.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's really the reason why they're trying to do it. I don't really think they like splitting them up into a separate flight system, because then you get the problem that people come along for day 1, and if they don't qualify, then they've got a day sitting around doing nothing. Or if they do qualify, they've got a day sitting around doing nothing as well. And
certainly long tournaments, you know, 8-9 rounds, you play till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Versus the fact that you have to come back on a Saturday, Sunday, and have 2 days off.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult. And I'm always vocal about these macro tournaments that while they are excellent for the community, it's the sort of thing you can't look to being a regular occurrence, because there's so much involved in them, venues, stuff like that make it difficult. I mean, everyone tries to set up tournaments of various sizes, and the amount of work that goes into setting up a 64-man tournament for an independent organisation is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been active on the forum groups and the Facebook groups. You know, we've all been vocal about what this could have been, what needs to be done. But there's so many things that happen behind the scenes that we're not even aware of. This is a big event, and it's been very hard to pull off. Yeah. And it's, you know, congratulations to Expo and Vince for pulling it off.
Yeah.
You know, it is a struggle.
So you were saying beforehand you were worried about being on the stream because you thought you might swear too much. So you've let Australia down on that count.
I don't think I swore once. So,
so you're not really falling into your national stereotype in that respect.
No, it's probably because I've been living in Cambridge for 12 years.
You're not the sort to keep saying "stroof" or anything like that at any time.
I do say a fair bit.
Sorry. This is my family just set up, and I just realised I want to get an interview with my sister because she's an expert on the boat.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking to my sister in a moment now because she's an expert on the boat. Okay, so please stay tuned. Interview with an expert on the boat coming up. So stroof, anything like that, flaming galah, nothing like that comes out of your mouth ever? You've completely washed that out of your system?
Yeah, I might say bugger for a bit.
But that's quite English as well, though.
Yeah.
That's quite English. Anyway, Duncan, thank you for your time.
No problem. Right. Thanks for that.
Have fun with the rest of the day. You're doing how many have you won now? 2?
I won 2 and 1, so hopefully if I can keep this up for the rest of the day.
Well, if you want to let us know how it's going later on, okay? And we look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, I just think it's a beautiful cut. Very brutal cut, so we'll see how we go.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Touchdown, do not start a new turn, just